Hi everyone, welcome back to Grow with Kit. So it's the 10th of April today, and it's about time I started transplanting my seedlings. So today's video is just going to be a real quick tutorial on how to transplant seedlings. So these are onion seedlings in here that are sown in this tray, but this goes for also for anything you've sown in pots. So I'll show you how to separate the seedlings and pot them into individual pots. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned and we'll make a start. Okay everyone, so these are the onion seedlings. I've already been transplanting quite a few of these out of here, hence why they look a bit rough, but these ones are still perfectly fine. So I'm going to transplant some more of them, and I've got some little cauliflower seedlings in here. I could let these grow on a little bit more, but I'm just going to take a few of the bigger ones out. Again, I've already taken a fair few, so I'm only going to take a couple out of here. So first things first, going to take your pot. This is just a 9cm pot, which is ideal for transplanting seedlings into. So I'm going to fill this up with compost. This is just ordinarily multi-purpose compost. And so fill that up to the top, and then I always water the pot first. So we'll water that, give it quite a good soak. Just settles the compost down into the pot. And once the water's penetrated through, I'll leave that there for a second. And so the easiest way I found to do this is to get a lollipop stick or something and to select the seedling that you want to take out. So we'll just go for one of these ones here. With the onions, they're quite hardy, so don't worry too much, but just push the stick in and try and gently ease out the roots. Don't worry if you hear a little snap, as long as it's got some roots on it, like this one, they'll be perfectly fine. And then I'll move these out of the way for a second. Try and get this closer into the camera. So just make your hole with your lollipop stick or your finger, or you can use a pen, anything really, and just make sure the roots go into the bottom of the hole, and then just press around the seedling. So I'm actually going to put probably about 4 in this little pot for now, just in case some of them die, which they most likely won't. So we've got 2 more out there. These ones, a bit of roots on these ones, so put that one aside. And I'll show you another one. So you can kind of use your stick as well to kind of guide the roots into the hole. We'll just go for 3 in this pot. So I'll do this last one in here next to these, and we'll use the stick to guide the roots down to the bottom, and then kind of pinch in and press compost around it. And then always give them another water afterwards, just to help all the compost settle around the roots. Give them quite a good soak again. And that's all there is to it. So we've got the 3 onions in there. They'll be fine in here until they're ready to transplant outside, because they've got a nice gap in between them. The onions are quite easy to separate anyway, so they'll be fine. Okay, so we'll move on to the cauliflowers. So I'm going to get a few pots ready first. There's no point in doing that afterwards, because the longer they're outside of the compost, the more damage will be done to the roots. I'll just show you one again. Fill the pot up with compost, water the compost in, and we'll leave that over there to soak away. And then with these ones, rather than trying to use the lollipop stick, you could use the lollipop stick to get these out as well. I'll show you one doing it that way. It's just a lot more difficult when the pots are deeper, because the roots will be much further down, but it's still possible. So there's the cauliflower seedling. And so I'm only going to put one cauliflower in this pot, because it will grow quite quickly in here, whereas the onions grow quite slow and they don't need as much room. So again, we just made the hole for the roots, and we just press it in. We're going to put it in quite a bit deeper than what it was in the other pot, because the brassicas, cauliflowers are brassicas, so they tend to flop over, and they get quite leggy like this and wobbly. So just bury a bit of the stem in, like I have with this one. It just gives it a bit more support in the pot. And again, water it in. Always water them in afterwards. Okay, so that's the cauliflower seedling potted up. So I'll show you one more of the cauliflowers, and this time we're going to tip the whole lot out of the pot. See, there's some roots in the bottom there. So with the last one, we probably would have broken a couple of roots, but it doesn't matter. So it's just a case of crumbling away the compost, and you're left with the roots like this. Don't bother trying to take all the compost off of here. You want to try and keep them as intact as you can. So I should have prepared the pots first, but I didn't, so we'll do a pot for that one. So like I said a minute ago, it's just ordinary multi-purpose compost, nothing special. And we fill the pots up, give it a good water. This just settles the compost and makes it nice and level. So we'll let that soak away for a second. And we'll take our seedling. We'll make a hole first. Do the hole quite big and try and get almost all the way down to the bottom of the pot, because you want to poke the roots as far down as you can, so that they can get the moisture from the bottom, rather than all the roots being at the top, because the pot will dry out from the top downwards. So if the roots are right at the bottom, then there's not as much shock if it does dry out, because the chances are the bottom will be quite wet still. So again, we're going to bury this stem on this one just a little bit, not past the leaves, just up to the first leaf, the seed leaf. So these two are the seed leaves. This one here is the first true leaf. I can't remember what it's called now, but I think it begins with a C, court, something or other. But that's the first true leaf there. So with the brassicas, never bury them past the leaves, but you can bury them all the way up to the leaves, like I have with this one. And then we just water it in again. Be quite generous with the water. You basically want a nice amount of water in there so that it goes straight through the compost and out the bottom, and then that way any air pockets or any empty gaps inside should get filled up with compost, and the compost will all settle all around the roots and they should do all right. So that's all there is to it, guys. Okay, so I ended up transplanting a few more, and these are all the ones I transplanted today. So these are the onions, and these are cauliflowers, so I must remember to label them before I go back indoors. These ones down here are cauliflowers which I transplanted 2 days ago, and they were at the same stage as them ones, so it's amazing how fast they grow once they've got their own pot. And these ones here are cabbages, which are a few more days ahead of the other ones again. So they're all doing well. So I will keep you updated on them. And oh, hang on, I'll just show you the Brussels sprouts that we transplanted the other day as well. So they all look pretty similar, the brassicas, at this stage. Anyway, guys, I'll get back to you in a second. Okay, everyone, thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this video useful. So today we transplanted our cauliflowers and onions into individual pots. So these were taken out of seed trays and placed into individual containers like this. And with the onions, we put 3 or 4 in each one, just because they don't need quite as much room. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. And if you did, if you could subscribe to my channel, that would be great. That would be really helpful for me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic week, and I'll see you next time. See you later.